let's not translate today. And what I mean by let's not translate today, when we're telling our stories, let's not put a past storyline into a new storyline to try to translate the new storyline. Let's just talk about the new storyline, right? I don't know if you probably have dealt with people who continuously stay in the past storyline. They'll just repeat the same story over and over and over again with no desire to want to hear anything that has to do with change, or want to hear anything that has to do with, making better choices and, telling a different timeline of your life. And we get caught up in telling the old versions of ourselves because we've been completely programmed to do so, and so being the observer of oneself, you begin to have this powerful capacity to watch yourself in the way that you're speaking about your desires. You've been in your past, that it existed, you get it, we get it. Now what are we going to do about it? And part of that doing is telling a story that reflects where you want to be within yourself, in this present moment. All right, it's already 10:30. I gotta go get set up, so let me go take my phones. She has warm places back there to chill at. What was I saying now? I think I was talking about got my new card. I needed a new one. I was talking about how repeating an old storyline does us no damn justice. That's what I was talking about. It's I'm getting all this mail now for Alchemy Dispatching for banks and stuff, but business wise, that's always a good thing. Yeah, I'm in a space right now where I'm tired of repeating the old storyline. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get tired of that process of not going anywhere. I thought I'd already had one of these. Instacart. We all are probably experiencing aspects of ourselves where we're questioning where we currently are in our lives and what it may look like to enter into a different version, of ourselves. And there is no getting from point A to point B without observation. Why am I right where I'm at? Why am I choosing a certain lifestyle? Why am I staying in the same job? Why am I doing all of these things, there was a quote by Carl Jung that I put on my Instagram story that talked about, you're not about what you say you do, you're about what you actually do through your actions, you know. And it's a beautiful quote because, as simple as that may seem, no matter what anybody says and no matter what you say to yourself, you're never about what you say, you're always what you do, you know, your actions, you're moving forward, your conversations, you know, being in your body, you know, your heart space. What are you doing physically? What are you doing emotionally? What are you doing, you know, spiritually in your journey, in your path? And oftentimes I have to sit back and ask myself, am I living from who I am, you know, or what I am? Or am I living in this illusion of this identity, you know, through someone or something? And it's not always a beautiful observation. And when it comes to yourself, because everything that you thought to be true, most times you'll realize was never the truth at all. It served its purpose. Yes, it definitely served its purpose in order for you to, because the thing about it is that if there is no contrast, right? And this is crazy to say, but it's true. If you don't know pain, how are you supposed to know the opposite of that? If you don't feel that, how are you supposed to know what the opposite feels like? You know, how are you supposed to appreciate the other aspect of the thing if you don't know what this aspect actually feels like, right? Like my ass right now is really appreciating when I had a warm place to stay every day. However, the other night, all of the electricity went out in the area where I park. I just looked out the window. I mean, I didn't look out the window, but I'm like looking out and I'm like, why is it so dark? And then I got up and I looked out and I was like, the whole, and you can hear the generator on somebody's space go off. So, you know, it's like, are things really, I don't know, are things in life really a comfort, right? If I choose to live in this life, is this to say that all is well, you know? And as I was laying there in the dark, which was beautiful, I actually really got a little bit of this anxiousness and my mind started wandering. And I'm like, is it because of the movies that I've been watching? This shit's crazy. And I was like, oh my God, what if somebody turned off? Like, girl, if you don't get out your head, it's just so ridiculous. But I did say, I have my little generator box, I have my inverter, I have my heater, I have everything to power up all of my electricities, I have my power bank with Jackery, you know, and I can see people with their candles, you know, in there, because they have the windows where their windows are open, their blinds are open, and you can see like the candle like moving within the spot. And I thought to myself, and these were $1 million homes, you know, the area that I stay in, and I thought to myself, it's such an oxymoron to think that because we pay money for these $1 million spaces that we're untouchable. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's the ones that have the least that actually have the most. And it was just this epiphany that I had, and how simple life really is. And when you're not caught up in the external aspect of life and trying to prove and trying to show, you have a life that is able to conquer any environment and any situation, because now you're living from a space of simplicity, right? And sovereignty. You're living from a place of sovereignty, which is like really, you know, my main thing in going forward with my life, you know. And so yeah, it made me chuckle, you know, it made me chuckle and think to myself, like, I have this 1999, you know, van that I'm living in, you know, by choice, full time, that it houses me, it protects me, it keeps me secure, you know, not to say that shit doesn't go wrong with it, but if there's a time that anything should happen, I'm able to get up and just leave and still have everything with me, you know. all the things that matter in my life. So this is why I go back to my video of, translating your life in the present moment and moving forward. We're masters at being hard on ourselves and lack of self-worth and, denying ourselves the pleasures of life because of guilt or people pleasing or whatever shame that comes with, our environments. And we're masters at living in the past because it's an identity that we don't want to let go of. Even if it is uncomfortable, most people love to be in spaces that are familiar territory, even though that familiar territory feels like shit, and how do we get past that space is through really loving ourselves and denying, certain things that we've taken on as our truth, right? So, as I mentioned previously, the best part of this journey is the art of observance and being able to observe the character and the sleeve that you're currently in, and how you're moving about and what you're telling yourself. And the people that are in your life are a reflection of what you still need to work on. If you don't take accountability for what you see in the mirror, then people around you are going to show you all that you are and what you need to work on. Because like doesn't attract like. I'm not a believer in that. I don't believe that. Maybe like attracts like according to your energy field of aspects of yourself that need to be seen. But there is no such thing as somebody being just like me and now we're just attracted because we're the same thing, same person, same energy. I just, I don't think that there is one thing in anybody's life that is going to be the same, no matter who comes into your life. It's always going to be different histories, different backgrounds, different upbringings, different, aspects of thinking, different perceptions of life, different childhoods. So is there really such a thing of like attracts like? I think energetically, we attract things that we don't want to face, within ourselves. And I always say, usually the thing that somebody is complaining about somebody else is an aspect of yourself that you actually need to check, and so yeah, this whole life has never been about anybody else. It's always been about why we allowed something or someone to make us believe a thing, and why we're still allowing someone to make us believe a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have all of these parts of ourselves now that's able to have discernment, the spirit of discernment, and we know when things don't feel right, and being in that intuitive nature of oneself is extremely important. And sometimes we lose sight of all of these powers that we've been given, if you wanted to call it a power, a gift, or just our natural state of being, that's just been cloaked through bullshit. We have the intelligence to be able to know when we're feeling some type of way or when something doesn't feel right, and I don't know, I maybe I just think too much. Maybe I just think too much. Yeah. I just like to sit and have these conversations with you guys. Like I said, I'm looking at myself right now. And so I'm actually talking to myself. This is my mirror, and why not share the reflection? So yeah, I just, as a whole, I know that there's a lot of people going through things, and some of us are silent dwellers, such as myself. I don't think anybody will ever know exactly what I'm going through, but maybe one person in my life that I can be real with. Other than that, there's not even family knows what I'm going through, or I don't know what they're going through, but the truth of the matter is that we're all going through something. And whether you're a silent dweller such as myself, or whether you're a person that likes to go out and, you know, be entertained to mask whatever you're experiencing, or however you deal with it, just, you know, try not to get yourself caught up in this identity, and know that you're able to shape shift through your environment, and there is not just one way of being or doing things. You know, there's many ways. Hold on 1 minute. So I have 5 minutes before my client gets here, but, you know, just be powerful within yourself and be patient with your journey, and know that the greatest thing that you can do for yourself is forgive yourself for, you know, the lack that you keep projecting onto yourself, and know that seasons change and nothing ever remains the same. And the more that you give energy onto the things that you do desire and start replaying the past story that no longer exists, then you'll begin to see things shifting in your life as well. And you deserve it. I deserve it. You know, we deserve to not hold on to these identities that, you know, we keep replaying in our minds and replaying in conversations. You know, you want people to hold a space for you that is dynamic and beautiful. You want people to tell a story about you that is going to be energetically appeasing, right? Because when you go around and you, like, let's say you're a gossiper, right? And you're talking about everybody and this and that, you're creating all of these pockets of energy out there that are tied to you. And there is no feeling good about that shit, whether it's now, whether it's weeks from now, whether it's months from now, because that's just some low frequency energy, and nothing ever comes good from low frequency energy except diseases, anxiety, panic attacks. Who knows how it needs to manifest itself. So you always want people to hold your life in high regard, and how that happens is through your storytelling, you know, and you have to be delusional in this life. There is no getting out of that. Being delusional in this life is very important, because you're living from a space of what it is that I desire for myself, that I want to live in this present moment. And in order for you to get there, in order for you to take a leap into that timeline, you have to begin in the now. All right? And I've mentioned this in my other videos. Right now, you're living in your past, present, and your future. Your past got you into this present moment where you're currently at. This is you. This is your past. Now, in this present moment, is you watching this video, because this is my live, basically. In this present moment, what is today? Wednesday, January 22nd. Maybe by the time some of you see this, it will be in the past. And then you have your future, which right now in this moment, you have the power to create that future. So you have all of these aspects of yourself. And which aspect of yourself are you engaging in? If you have the power to be able to live in the present in order to feed your future, why wouldn't you do that? You know, why are you choosing to live in something that you've already experienced and you've already created? You're here you are, you know, from that. So, you know, let's begin to move forward into living in the present and creating what our future selves deserve and what we want that to look like. All right. And also, I just wanted to kind of give you guys, whoever watches my videos, if you guys need assistance with anything, use the comment section. If you're experiencing anything, use the comment section. Or if you want to do like a one-on-one with me for a super cheap ass rate, I will be more than happy to be a listening ear, and that's my appointment. Be a listening ear, and, you know, we can just exchange numbers through probably like my Instagram. Once I, you know, see you in my comments, if you're going through anything, you know, feel free to reach out. I don't mind giving that aspect of myself. I think we all, you know, need that. And sometimes talking to a stranger with a no judgment zone makes it a whole lot easier to be able to shift through whatever it is that we're experiencing. All right, so love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and it's time to get this money, baby. Peace.